am very unprepared, and so I'm glad that people are a little bit late. I'm running a little bit late. I want to do the intro while nobody's here so that those of you who are watching the replay will still hear the intro. My name is Dion. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. The crazy, just enjoying yourself, your personality, knowing it's okay to be who you are, be your authentic self. If you're goofy, funny, serious, whatever it is, just enjoying doing videos, showing who you really are. And even if you don't do videos, just enjoying your time here on YouTube. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand or a certain tool or a certain technique. Use whatever you want to, however you want to, and just rock it. Here at the Crazy Troll Nation, the bottom line is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, enhancing them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. That is what we stand for. I need to let you know, thank you. Hey, when y'all hear me say hey or hi or thank you, that's because somebody's coming into the live chat. So I'm just finishing the intro. I do use foul language on my channel sometimes. Oh, hey, Shawnee. I just finished your video while I was scarfing down my lunch. Okay, no worries if you have to go, but thank you for popping in and thank you for the thumbs up. I appreciate that. So for those of you who don't know, I do use foul language on my channel sometimes because I use foul language in life, period. Hey, Stephanie, thank you for joining. So just to let y'all know, this is a live for member request, and I am very unprepared. Time got away from me. I'm nocturnal. I got up around about 1,700 hours, had to go to UPS. My Doc Martens on Macari finally sold, and then no, I saw somebody coming in. What's up? Don't act like you don't be saying hey to yourself. You look in the mirror when you wake up and be like, hey girl. I really don't do that, but I kind of think you really do though. Hey Tanya, thank you for joining in. And then I went to the post office because I had to drop something off today as well. And then before I knew it, it was 19:30 hours. And I'm like, I got alive in 30 minutes. And so I threw together a salad. I scarfed it down. So as usual, I'll probably be like a baby, gurgling and hiccuping in the video because I scarfed that down. I am going to take a few sips of ginger ale because I didn't drink after scarfing down some salad. Let me put that over there so it won't fall. So we are going to start with chapstick. I was saying earlier before you got here, this video is per request from a member. One of the perks of membership is you get to request a video and I do it and that becomes your video. Pumpkin pie chapstick. I start the majority of my videos with chapstick. And I have shown in a haul video, thank you for the thumbs up, the two MAC palettes that I purchased. This one is Connecting Color. This is the box. This is the palette. This one is Future Flame. And that is what this looks like. And the other one that I showed, put that somewhere, was this one. It's also Connecting Color. This one is called, excuse me, Hi-Fi Color. And Denise, her channel was Niecy W Beauty Makeup. She recently changed it to Beauty Over Age. She requested that I do a look with this palette. She has and has not used it yet. So I was like, okay. And when someone requests a video or a look, I asked them if they would like it to be a preview or live because this is their videos, their request. And so she requested it to be a live. And so we picked today. And that's why we're here. So I'm going to do a look with this palette. You can see by my face, I have nothing on at all. Excuse me. I will try not to keep doing that, but I am just like super thirsty. So I have nothing on. I don't even have brushes pulled out. So what we're going to do really quick is we're going to do my brows. Usually I do my brows first. And I kind of feel bad, so please forgive me because usually when I start videos, my brows are already done just for time's sake. But I am just really, it is Tanya. And when I first got it and looked at it, I saw it online and I think Ulta had a point multiplier thing. And when I seen it, I'm like, yeah, this is Carbon. It's a matte black. I do have this in another palette. This one here is a dual chrome. This is Starry Night. And I do have this in one of my build your own palettes. But everything else in here I don't think I had. And I really like Starry Night and I really like Carbon. Yeah, those point multipliers be getting me. Oh my gosh, points add up so quick. I love Ulta's point system, Tanya. So I'm going to do my brows as quick as possible. So they're going to be on separate continents, which they usually are anyway. And then we're going to just slap on some foundation and primer and then get started with the look. And we'll see who pops in. Hey, Denise. I was just talking about you. None of y'all tell her what I said. It was good stuff. I was just telling them that you had changed your channel name to Beauty Over Age. And I am late getting started, but I had talked about that earlier, like why I am so unprepared. So I'm not going to go back into that, but so I'm just doing my brows really quick. Usually I like to do them before I start a video, but it was a day. And yeah, my brows are really going to be on separate count. My hand is shaking. I don't know why it's shaking. So I have my elbow like tucked against my body, trying to get it to not shake. And I think because I'm just rushing, I have not had Mountain Dew today. And so it's not because of that. And I don't even shake with Mountain Dew unless I really just drink like too much. And one thing I noticed with doing lives is that the lighting is different. Because when I look here, like it just looks so dark. Especially like here up, looks really dark. But then when I watch it back, it looks okay. But at the time, when I'm doing the live, I don't know if it's really dark. Let me know. That's a question. Is it looking dark on your end? Or is it just over here? And also with the live, your Mountain Dew is my driving drink. Denise put in the chat that she changed her channel name. Yep, to Beauty Over Age. Yeah, that's always been my driving drink because it keeps me alert, which means it keeps myself and other drivers safe on the roads. Oh, hey, Martinez. Thank you for joining in. Every now and then, Tanya, I like Coke or Pepsi. Depends on if I want that caramel flavor. I drink the original. Actually, I like all the flavors. I don't do the sugar-free stuff because my system doesn't always tolerate sugar-free stuff. It doesn't tolerate artificial sweeteners. And so I only drink like the regular one. But I have tried like their other flavors. The orange, the Code Red, the Pitch Black, which looked like it was black, but it was really more like a grape flavor. I've tried them all, but I stick to usually the original because it's not much of a color. And oh, it's a bit dark. I don't know what to do about it. I mean, I could move the screen back, and I think that's what it is because it's in front of where the track lighting bulbs are. And I know I was saying earlier, when I do lives, I do need to pull the screen closer this way because the live, however it films or whatever, it seems to like blow things wider. And so I did have to pull this side over because you saw the back of it, well, the side over there. And so I don't really know what to do. And I do have all my usual lights on. I think I'm gonna just leave my brows like this because I'm feeling rushed because I'm unprepared. And so I kind of just want to get into the look. And I know I need to still put foundation on. We're going to just leave the brows like this. Go for the win. So I don't know. And I don't want this to fall. And that's one of the things with putting this screen here is that I kind of know, I kind of know where it goes for videos. Is that any better? Agreed about with lives. Yeah, you can see the whole room. Does that look any better? Like, should I actually get up and try to fix it? Because this just popped inward. Leave the screen weird. I know y'all saw. I want to fix it now, but this middle part just came inward, and it's supposed to be like that. Because if I can keep the middle part pointed backward, this is so not what this video is about. Does that look any better? Hey, Dawn. No, it's okay. Oh. Better put on makeup today later. I noticed I got it. Oh. So does it look any better? I don't know what to do, and I feel bad. I feel bad, number one, because I'm running late, and then the video quality is not. I do have an old ring light somewhere, but then because the lighting looks different in lives anyway, like I don't know until I actually start the live, like what it's going to look like. That was the Fenty. Thank you for joining. You didn't get a 30-minute notification. I don't know if lives do 30-minute notifications. I know premieres do. Your lighting's fine, Tanya. Oh, thank you, Denise. I'm hoping it is looking better and that you guys just aren't being biased and saying it looks good. I don't think lives do 30-minute notifications. Oh, thank you, Art Martinez. I'm glad it's looking better. I did announce it yesterday because someone has said to me before, like at least announce it like the day before. And I didn't think till earlier today. This is the Fenty primer and Fenty foundation. I didn't think until like 7:30 today to put it on Instagram. But I did announce it in my community tab yesterday. I don't get a lot of notifications too. And so sometimes I feel weird saying, make sure your notifications are on because YouTube doesn't always notify, even when the notifications are turned on. And so I don't know. It's definitely something on their end, I think. Because a lot of people don't receive notifications or they receive it late or like 30 minutes after it ended. They'll be like, oh, so-and-so went live. But it doesn't tell them when I do go live. So it's just really strange. And so sometimes I'll still say, you know, put your notifications on and make sure they're on to all. But I don't know if they'll actually get it or not. So I appreciate y'all being here. Yeah, 40 minutes, it'll be, yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's just, you know, and I was encouraged to, no, the giveaway did not end. When I do, there is a video I filmed already. Did I do the prize packages? I think I did do the prize packages. And I'm trying to remember if I put the end date in that video or like somewhere like how I do the text on the screen, because there is an end date, but I'm thinking it's in that video. I would have to go check. Off the top of my head, I don't know. I write stuff down. I put stuff in my calendar because I don't trust my memory, and also I don't want to give y'all the wrong information. But it's definitely in September, either the first or second week. I'll just say mid-September. The second or third week of September is when it ends, and so you guys still do have time to enter and to get your answers in. And I'm excited to see. You're going to catch up this weekend, Dawn? Okay. Yeah, there's going to be 3 winners, I Martinez, to that giveaway. And I'm already thinking like, woo, postage. But I really appreciate y'all. And when people do want to enter free time on the weekend, great. Yeah, I was supposed to have, let me put this down. I was supposed to have a visitor this Saturday, but that got canceled. So I'm like, okay. I'm not gonna powder down yet. I am just, stuff is just everywhere. Should I do my face now or do the eyes first? I know Denise wants to see the eyes. Eyes first or just finish the face? What say you that are here? Thank you all for being here. And I see there's 8 of you and there's 8 thumbs up. I appreciate that. Thank you. Eyes first or finish the face? Eyes, says Tanya. Okay. You're disappointed or kind of glad there's no visitor. I'm neutral about it. I had a guest last Thursday to Sunday, and so my sleep was really thrown off, and I'm still kind of getting back to myself. And then the day after they left, was it the day after or 2 days after? Something like that. And I had an appointment, which means I got up earlier than usual. So I was just really exhausted. And I've been really tired lately. And so I'm kind of neutral about it. We see each other. We live like 2 hours apart. And so every other month we visit the other person's location. And so it's not too big of a deal. And we do stay in touch, you know, outside of our visits. And so, you know, I'm okay. And I do believe things happen for a reason, and I think I just need to just rest more, um, because sometimes my body pain just isn't good. Just so y'all know, I have no idea what I'm gonna do with this palette. What I was thinking, Denise, is that we should have did a joint live and we both do a look and see how they come out. That's what I was thinking, and I've seen people do that before. Someone had told me having someone in your life with you was, I don't know if they said complicated or challenging. I forget the word that they used. But then when I see other people do it, like it seems easy. I mean, I don't know. I've never tried it, so I don't know. But that's the thought I had was, how about we both just do this together? And that would have been cool. So maybe for your next request, y'all listen. I was watching Denise's live and she attacked me. She was like, "Oh, you're here, Dion. I'm requesting you use this palette too, blah blah blah." And I'm like, I'm just a viewer right now. Like, I'm just here to see your live." So she bombarded me. I felt attacked. I really didn't. But I was like, "Girl." So this is what it looks like again. You were there, Tanya, right? She was just bombarding me. Like, yeah, I'm a member. I get my requests, blah blah blah. And I'm just like, I'm here for you right now, though. So I really have no idea, which means I don't know what colors I'm gonna use. I'm gonna just pull out some brushes. I am unprepared, and so I do apologize. I don't have an issue with MAC shadows like Fallout and stuff like that, but I'm pulling out Fenty brushes and also the Esum brushes. I didn't see Emily. Where's Emily at? Oh, somebody. Everyone is streaming live today. I'm hoping to hear my favorites come together tonight in Vegas. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. I mean, not y'all wait. Oh, hey, Emily, I see you. I'm sorry. I should be using this finger. That still gets in your face. That was me scrolling up to see the comments, and so I do apologize for that. I guess I might need a blending brush. Like, I don't know. I have no idea. What I'm thinking, what I thought just now was to like do a quad, like these right here. And so this would be a nice funky quad too. This would be a nice colorful quad. These four. This would be an easy look with Starry Night, this purple, and this. They do have the names on the back, which is great. It's the names on the back of the boxes, and the names are also on the back of the box too. So I'm looking at it, trying to figure out what to do. This could be an easy look depending, because this is the only matte in this row. But I'm kind of, no, I'm not excited about any new makeup coming out, like seriously. And I'm usually not, because a lot of it is pressed pigments, which my lids don't tolerate. I think I'm gonna do this right here. Maybe throw this in. I think you're going for that gray. This one, yeah, this is Starry Night, and it's a dual chrome. Look at that. And so it's like a burgundy. Now that I'm looking at it, it's reminding me a little bit of VR Sextasy in Midnight Sun. Like, this is how it looks on my lid when I put that shade on, but of course it's more sparkly. And I like that burgundy-ish that you see right here. So yeah, I am kind of going for that, but then mixed with these, I don't know what it's going to. Let me just jump in. I'm going to just put this purple on the outer corner. And later, if I need to go back, then we'll add the black. And the purple is, do y'all want me to say the names of the shades or no? Because that would slow me down. And I feel like I'm rushing. I really do. Do y'all want me to say the names of the shadows? I don't know if Starry Night, I don't know how that's going to look next to this, but we're going to, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Thank you, Tanya, telling me to take my time. I just feel so rushed because usually I have my brushes laid out, my brows are done, and I just came on here just because I was running late. Out comes the lab coat, yeah, because I don't know. I'm excited too, Denise, to see what the Nomad palette looks like. I'm hoping there's no pressed pigments in it. I don't have to say names, just point to them. Okay. I'm questioning myself of if I should put the names like in a pinned comment, like once the live is done and I go in and do the description and all of that. But then these are distinct. If I say purple, they're gonna know which one is purple. So I see what you're saying. This, I love MAC shadows. I was watching a video from Robert Welsh today, and he was talking about the downfall of MAC, because when he was 17 to I think 30, with maybe like a 2 or 3 year gap in between, he worked at MAC. So he was with MAC back when, you know, back in the day when either you wore drugstore or you wore MAC. If you didn't wear MAC, you wasn't wearing makeup. And so it was interesting to hear, you know, his experiences and what he's learned, you know, some insider stuff that he's learned from working there, like who the owners were, who, you skipped this video today on MAC. Yeah, it was interesting. I didn't know that it was created in somebody's kitchen, which I don't know why. And I think now because stuff is created in labs, and so we don't think like, oh yeah, 30 years ago they made this in the kitchen. I do. MAC is still the it girl, but it's not talked about, I think, because of all the new releases and, you know, all the hype with newer stuff. And so I do find that I really enjoy going back to MAC and using MAC. And when something like this comes out, and even the Flame, whatever the other one was I showed you, the red one, what is it called? Good grief, Future Flame. Even though that one was like, okay, it is just whatever, but this one, I'm like, yeah, MAC did start it all. MAC was it. Like if you weren't wearing something MAC, you weren't wearing makeup. MAC back then was like how Pat McGrath is now. Like how people are like, Pat McGrath. That's, people were like, MAC. And it was revolutionary at the time. But it was an interesting video. But basically what he was saying, my interpretation of what he was saying was they fell behind because they were the it girl and they were the only it girl. And so it wasn't any competition. And so they just kept doing their thing. And then when other brands started coming up, MAC just kept doing what they had always been doing, not realizing, oh, we got competition now. Okay, we need to do something new, do something different. And it made sense what he was saying, because I can see, yeah, rice paper, saddle, brown script, carbon, yeah, those were the ones. Yep, those were the shades. And the lip liner, everybody, not everybody, but people darker than me, they were like, you gotta get cork lip liner. I never liked the lip glasses because they were sticky, even though the one in the Black Panther collection wasn't sticky. And their liquid products break my face out, and so that's why I was using their powder foundations. Yep, those were the colors. Now we're going to take, part of me wants to do this and then go into this. Yep, cork and chestnut, yep. We're going to take this one. But then if we do this, then that would lean into this. We're going to do this one and then go into, I'm confused now. I'm going to just go into this one. Night Moth. I don't remember Night Moth, Denise. And how I got into MAC was, and Tanya might remember this because she's been with me from Still a Junkie 07 days. Why is this not going on my list? They discontinued current. I was initially matched to Steeler Foundation. Deep dark purple, right? And I had, if I like something from a brand, I will try other stuff from the brand. So I had a lot of MAC shadows, no, a lot of Steeler shadows, because I really like their foundation. I like their blushes. Some of their convertible colors was like neither here nor there, but you know, they worked. And I remember asking somebody on YouTube, because it was like MAC, what they thought, you know, what other brands do they think I should try? And they said, since I like Steeler Cosmetics eyeshadows, they said they think I would like the MAC Velux Pearl formula. I don't like this. And so I went to MAC and I got some of their Velux Pearl shadows. That was all it took. That's how I got into MAC. And because I like the shadows, of course, I tried the liquid foundations, primers, broke my face out. So I'm like, let me try the powder foundations, which is a hassle too, because I'm allergic to nickel. So once I hit pan, I have to throw it away. And so I was only getting the MAC powder foundations. when they were on sale, because then I wouldn't feel bad about wasting so much of it. And I used to put tape over, it looks blended here, but well, excuse me. And there was a time when I was putting like tape over where I would hit pan, and it just got to be so messy. And so finally I was like, you know what, I need to just buy a product that I can just use and not keep trying to finagle it because of my skin allergies. But every now and then, if I see it on sale, I will still buy it. And I actually do have 2 powder foundations, and they work for me for finishing powders and setting powders too, like if I'm too light at the time for that color. But I still do, yeah, I have 2 that I had purchased. I don't know if they were 30% off or 40% off. The MAC store does have good sales every now and then, so if you are interested in MAC, just wait for a sale. And they're at Ulta too, so you can use your points, or if Ulta has a sale that includes prestige stuff. I'm not sure about this because some parts it looks blended and then some parts it doesn't. And I feel like I do this in almost every video where I'm like it does but then it doesn't. So I'm just putting more right here. And what I think it is just how the colors are or are not blending. Thank you all for the thumbs up. So what are you thinking, Denise? Would you have tried these 2 shades together? This purple and then this blue over here. Circle logo, yes! I didn't even think of that. Oh, I missed the comment. Where do I get it back? Top chat. Okay, here we go. Sorry for poking you in the eye. Still a really fun. Yeah, they did. Oh my gosh, they got horrible. Like, I don't know what happened. Their stuff is so boring now. Oh my gosh. And it's been boring. I'm like, I don't know. That's what somebody should talk about, the downfall of Stila. I'm just, oof. I used to love their primer. It was like 4 different colors in it, and the idea was it would color correct as it primed. And I really liked it. Okay, we're going to put that down. Would you have done this color combination, Denise? These 2 together? I'm liking it. It's different. Y'all know I like different. Okay, now we're going to go into this shade. This is Starry Night. I do know that. So we're going to put that. You know what? I'm thinking if I should have used a more dense brush. This is what it looks like on the brush. So it looks burgundy-ish. Your creativity is not limited, Denise. So I probably wouldn't have put those colors together. You know what, Denise? Do like I did, go on Amazon and buy you a lab coat. So then, because the concept is, if you see this lab coat, you know it's an experiment. So it may turn out nice or it may not, but either way, we're going to do a look. So that's sort of like my unofficial excuse. Like if it doesn't turn out right, it was an experiment. And it is fun just trying new things. And of course, it's great when it comes out nice, because then I'm like, ooh. So I do surprise myself a lot. And it is only makeup. And so I encourage all of you to just try new things. I mean, if you don't like it, just wash it off. I don't recommend experimenting. Y'all see this shift when I do this? That shade? I am going to go in with a more dense brush to get more color saturation from it. Agreed. I'm late to the higher end makeup. Oh, hey, Margot. How you doing? I used to love me some, was it Maybelline? Or was it Revlon? It was one of those 2 because it would be like 5 shadows and it would say lid shade, crease, transition, brow bone. And being newer to makeup, I was like, okay, I need that because I didn't know what was supposed to go where. Not that it's supposed to go anywhere. You do what you want. I thought Lorah was a great brand. I used to like them back in the day too. And then somehow I just got away from it. Look at this shade, y'all. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing in the mirror down here, but you see this shift. And this is a common shift because I have other shadows that has the same shift. I do like how it's blended into the blue. I want to say MAC did because MAC had the first, it seemed like MAC had the first everything. But now because so many different brands are doing similar stuff and even the dupes with the dual chromes and multi-chromes, it's just like, okay, what came first? I do really think MAC did though because MAC was the it brand. You didn't hear too much about other brands unless it was, you know, Maybelline or Revlon or CoverGirl. But as far as like, I don't want to say mainstream, but higher end makeup, this, I love this shade. This is funky. You know what this is? This is Messy Grunge, sort of punk rockish because of these different colors. But because of how this is shifting, even though you still see this blue greenish here and then a purple, it does look like this center shade could be a part of this Starry Night shade because of the shift. I'm liking it. For a minute, Hard Candy. I remember Hard Candy from Walmart. Now what are we going to take for inner corner? I'm thinking this one right here. We're going to take that one. I think this might be too bright. We're experimenting. We're going to take the bright one. No, we're not. We're going to take this one. I don't know what to do. We're going to take this one. I think that would go better. I don't know. Oh gosh. I love how that do. Yes, how that dual tone blends into the blue. Oh. That was a good choice. This right here, wow. This was one of the few times that I didn't sit and look at a palette and plan out a look first. And that's why I grabbed my lab coat, because I had no plan at all. And usually I do. I'll write notes and say, this is going here and this is going there. I like this. That all just blends in. And this also kind of blends into my skin tone too. What did we use? Did we use this one? I don't remember. Hey, tea time. What did I use? Did I use this one? I don't remember. Let me look on the brush. Okay, it looks like this one on the brush. Yeah, this is the one that we used. Oh my gosh. Now I want to pull. You should pull it out. And yes, we should have. And I didn't think about it until after the fact, Denise. So I'm like, we should have did a joint live and both did looks. And so that's going to be it for the top. So we used outer corner, like the fourth quarter, and then like the third quarter, this blue right here is this shade. And then we put Starry Night right here and blended that over. And this shade we use for the inner corner. Well, thank you for joining in, just getting in from work. I'm sure it's like at least 10 other things that you could be doing. So I appreciate you being here, and I thank all of you for the thumbs up. So we're going to find something to put lower lash line. This is the first thing I grabbed. This is a black from Prime Pometics. Listen, why I'm acting like it's a secret. Prime Pometics emailed me again, y'all. And so I might be getting more stuff, but if y'all saw the video, I'm thinking they must not have seen my video. I don't want to use this one. I'm going to use, what am I going to pick? I'm just scrambling. We're just going to take this one from MAC. Oh, how fitting, since this is a MAC palette. This is MAC Color Excess, and the shade is Stage 5 Clinger. This is there, not there, but you'll see, because you see my under eye now. And when I put this on, it doesn't look much different. You can tell it's there, but it's not much of a color. I tried this on a whim. It was 30% off. And I wanted to see if it was going to irritate my lids, well, my lower lash line and my inner rim, and it didn't. And they have other colors too, blue, green, and all of that, which I love, but I have those colors in the NYX retractable eyeliners. And so we're going to put that under there. I don't know what I'm going to put on my lower lash line yet. I'm not going to do upper rims. Am I? Yeah, let's do upper rims. So we're going to put that there. I got to be a little more quiet when I do the top, because sometimes I do like rub it against my eye, but because it's soft, I feel it like raise it, but it's not uncomfortable. So what are we going to put? Let me take out two brushes for lower lash line. This brush I didn't use, that can go away. We did not do, oh, I lost the comments. Excuse me for poking you in the eye. Dose of Colors. Somebody asked about Dose of Colors. I do like Dose of Colors formula. I had a few of their quints when they had their 50% off, or it was a 60% off sale. I had the green one. I forget what it was called. And I had Smoky Soiree. Oh, Cutting Edge. Was it Cutting Edge? Was the green one. And Smoky Soiree was the black one. I like the looks that I did. My only thing was I had other palettes I can do similar looks with, and so then I ended up decluttering it. But I really did like the formula of those shadows. And also what turned me away was I tend to not like monochromatic palettes. And because they were those, the quints are all monochromatic, I wasn't drawn to it. And some of their other palettes I think have pressed pigments. I'm not sure. And so I just didn't go back to it once I let the quints go. So for lower lash line, I'm thinking blue, just to be funky, and maybe putting this on the inner portion of the lower lash line because that'll tie in with this. So we're going punk rock today. We're just putting on all the colors. I do like those colors, lippies. The only ones I have, Tanya, this is the blue. The only one I have is from the Nima Tang collection, the chocolate collection. I don't know what it was called, but the brown one, because it was a coral one. You thought I couldn't resist the bright blues. We're just putting on all sorts of stuff right now. And I specifically waited till it was like a 40% off sale or 30% off sale because I only wanted the lipstick because it was dark and the lip gloss because it was dark. And so I didn't want to pay full price. And I had even asked a friend of mine, like, would she want the lip liner and the bullet lipstick? And she said no. And I don't know if I ended up decluttering. Well, I did declutter the bullet lipstick. I don't know if I threw it away though. I still have the lip liner, which I never use because I tend to just not use lip liners, but I still have the lip gloss and the lipstick. I didn't get the coral one because I just thought that would be too stark against my complexion, even though I've seen other people that actually love it. But it is a really good formula, I think. So that's the blue. Y'all, I'm doing this because the comments are like from here over when they pop up. So when I go like this, I'm trying to read the comments and still see me. Now we're going to take this yellow. We're going to use either Contemplative State or Kultura for our upper lash line. Hey, Sarah, because that'll tie in. Don't tell me this is not a color on me. I thought the shadows were on the drier side with those colors. This is this shade. This is not, this eye feels like it's starting to tear. This is not, oh, this is not a color. This is not showing up on me. And it's over a gel liner, so it should be showing up. You know what? It's tricky, and I think, oh, something just got in my eye. And this one. I think any undertone can be tricky. It is a bright yellow, but it's not. Part of me now is thinking I should have known because in the Mission Triple X palette, those bright greens and bright yellows, those were perfect transition shades for me because they didn't show up much. And so part of me now is thinking I should have known that this wasn't going to show up bright. Now, if I put it over a black base, maybe, or a dark brown base, maybe. But this is not, and I'm at least trying to blend it, but it is not, it's not showing up. It is not showing up at all. And it may be either because it's sheer or it may be because my undertone is overall warm. This is dry. I am like swirling. This feels super dry. This is super dry. And it did pick up on a brush because I can see it on a brush. This is very, very dry. There's no primer on my hand. So yeah, it does show up. It's just not, but the pressure I put to get it on my hand is not the pressure I use to put it on my lid. So it is a color, and it did show up. I'm gonna take this brush because it's more dense. Yellows are hard to do. You know what, Denise? I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with you, so don't take this personal. I don't buy that when people say that because I hear people say, oh, purples are hard to make, or if they're using a blue and it's dry, blues are hard to make. I've heard people say reds are hard to make. I've heard every color at some point is hard to make. And so that's why I'm kind of like, if that was the case, there would be no colors. Because I've heard, you know, blues, purples, reds are hard to make. And I'm just like, there would be no blues, purples, or reds. Because all blues, purple, and reds, some are really good quality. So I don't know. So I am hearing you though. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying I've heard so many different colors are hard to make. I'm still trying to get this to show up. This formula is dry, and even swirling anything else I swirl that sponge tip in, it shows up and shows out. This either this is working better with this dense brush, or because I'm layering so much, like I don't know which, but I'm just trying to get it to show up. So now we know, and part of it is showing up because of that gel liner. Yeah, this shadow is very dry. The rest of them that I've used, how many did we use? Jeepers. We've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now 6. It's only 12 in here. We've used 6 of these shades. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take another. I'm just having fun here. We're gonna take this one. So this will be the 7th shade, and we're gonna put that right here on top of that yellow. That yellow is super hard and super dry. And now I'm looking at this one to see if this is hard and dry like this one, but it doesn't look like it. But then things can look one way and be a different way. Oh. Y'all see this? But this is a shimmer. That's this shade. That's this shade. What I was going to say earlier about complexion and undertone, because I'm overall warm undertone, there's just some shades that just blend into my skin tone and you can't see it. That's why I didn't really like the Cartagena palette, because that was like completely warm toned. And this is the brush that had that matte blue. And oh, that's pretty how it turned to green. Let's do that over here. Yeah, blue and yellow does make green, right? I like this. I mean, yeah, it's definitely punk rock now with the blue and the green under here. But I really like this. I'm glad I did that. See, Denise, get you a lab coat, girl. Find something new that you like. Just by playing around. I like that. Okay, so that is done. Upper lash line. I look like I need to put on concealer. It is dark in here. So I'm thinking either Contemplative State. Oh, hey, Melina. I said your name right, girl. So I'm thinking Contemplative State. Melina, we went punk rock. This is the MAC In Color palette, and this one is Hi-Fi color. And we've used 7 of these shades. And I thought I was going to end up going into Carbon just for whatever, but I didn't. So yeah, this is Contemplative State. This is Couture. And I have my lab coat on, Melina. I'm thinking Contemplative State is a little more muted. It's more like a mustard, where the Couture is like an orange. You just got the notification. So which one should I use, Contemplative State or Couture? I'm thinking Contemplative State, even though Couture would be more like, yeah, we definitely going to a punk rock concert. Like, so what do y'all think? Because I'm leaning towards Couture, because it's going to be funky in a good way, even though Contemplative State will be funky too. So what do y'all think? Oh, somebody just left the chat. I guess they didn't like the question. I should have said that. That was so rude. All right, I'm going to just go with Couture. I didn't see any answers. So we're just going to go for it. I'm going to use another peanut butter. This one? Either one. Oh, hey, Maria. Thank you for joining in. We finally did the eyes. And I do have foundation and primer on my face, believe it or not. This one, Tanya, you said looks like peanut butter? I was going to say the other one, Contemplative State. Contemplative State is more subdued. And since we're already like out there, I'm thinking just to keep going. The Contemplative State, I think, is the one Tanya said looks like peanut butter. But we're going to use another Esum T03 brush. If y'all saw that video, let me know. I laugh as you see me now every time I think about it, because these brushes, it's just like, yo, like what? If I only had one, I would have never known. Through Couture. Yeah, this is Couture from Melt Cosmetics. It is still just so funny to me. If I only had one, I wouldn't even have noticed that they were different. But I like that first one so much. I'm like, let me get 2 more. And I'm like, wait a minute. This ain't the same brush. This is not the same brush. But I will say their customer service is really good. And the two they sent me were twins, even though they're not, they're cousins with the rest of them. And so I can get a thin line. I just had to go slow and make sure I'm just using the tip versus usually I would start with the tip and then turn the brush. But I do turn it when I get out here. It still amazes me when I talk through putting on liner, because there was a time when I couldn't even do liner in a video, especially trying to do the little elementary wings. But this is funky. I like this. My phone is buzzing. Forgive me, because I realized watching my lives back, I can hear that buzz. It's something different. The same style brush was, yeah. And so I don't know what goes into manufacturing brushes, but what I think is whatever batch, those are the ones that look the same. And because the first one I purchased was at one time and the other two I purchased months later, I think it was just a different batch. The two she sent me might have been a new batch because they look the same, but that's my theory. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's just weird and funny to me that lining them all up, it's like these are not the same brush. And so I've been using them every time I do liner because I want to get a good feel for them. And now I have 7 of them since they sent me 2 more. And I have other liner brushes that I'm like, I need to probably just declutter them. The Esum ones are good brushes. I just prefer them short, the bristle shorter and thinner for eyeliner. But if I can just get used to them, I think I will go ahead and declutter some of my other eyeliner brushes. That's what I'm thinking, because I don't need all the eyeliner brushes I have. I only use 2 most in a look, and that's if I'm doing one look on one eye. These are all my eyeliner brushes, including the 7, well 6, because this makes 7 Esum brushes. I don't need all of these. I'm not getting rid of the lethal ones. Not the lethal ones. Oh God, no. Well, yeah, I probably will get rid of those, but I'm not getting rid of the Melt Cosmetics ones, which I purchased to use with the Melt gel liners because they were the only brushes I was able to get a thin line with. But practicing with the T03, like I'm okay with that line. I'm okay with it. I just have to take my time with it. I want to experiment with graphic liner, but then I'm always not sure what to do. And so part of me sometimes is like, just, you know, run a line or like run another line here. But I'm liking the look, and so I don't want to mess it up. And so I'm not going to do that, even though part of me really wants to. I'm going to take some more foundation. I don't know if it's just dark here or if my under eye is just really that dark. But I'm not liking how my under eyes are looking. And so we're just going to scrape off of the palette that we use, which feels like it's going to break any day now. Am I going to use Cobalt Mascara? I can. Cobalt is the purple one. This really doesn't show up much on me, but it depends. Like some angles it shows up and then some angles it doesn't. I'm just scraping what's left off right here. So, should I do the face or not finish the face? Where are we for time? Oh, it's 48 minutes in. Should I do the face or not finish the face? I do want to finish the face, but I know we're, time-wise, we're just outrageous. Excuse me for the clink. That was me putting brushes away. Are you going to do, yeah, finish the face? Okay. All right, this is Set It Loose powder from Fashion Fair. The shade is Truly Tawny, and it is translucent. This is what it looks like. It's translucent on me. This is perfect for me. It doesn't change the look of concealer or foundation under my eyes. It does help with, thank you, Melina. Yeah, we're going to finish the face. It does help using this when I use the Pat foundation, because with the Pat foundation, because of the undertone of it, it's perfect for my face, but it's not good for my under eye area because my under eye is a different undertone than the rest of my face because of my discoloration. And so when I do use the Pat foundation, I wear shade M18. I do also use the Estee Lauder concealer in 4N And in doing that, I do need to set the face. And so by the time I do that and then I put this powder on, everything to me looks good. I'm not going to say great because I seldom think my base face looks great. And if I do, it's because of the bronzer, the blush, the highlighter, the structuring, and all of that. I don't think like my base face is ever, meaning just the foundation, concealer, and primer is like, wow. Like I never feel that way about my, just the basic base face. And I think it is because of the discoloration that I deal with, that I am always aware of, even though I'm okay with it. We're going to do something that I have been practicing with. I have been using the Esum, excuse me if y'all heard that. Esum, the Artistry palette, number 8 Structure Face Shaper palette. I've been using this to structure my face and then using a different bronzer, blush, and highlighter. And so I'm really, y'all, this thing was $80. Y'all know I'm gonna use it. And so, but that's what I've been doing. And I am liking how I've been using it. So I'm just pulling out different brushes. The first thing we're going to take is this shade here. And this we're going to use. And this going back and forth, like there is no kick up or anything. But if I do this with this shade or that one, it does really puff up. So this we're going to put here. And you see this. And this is the darkest shade. And when I left my review, I said there needs to be another one. This Esum is a professional makeup brand. And you're telling me this is the only face palette that you have? As if there's no one darker than me. So even though it works for me, it pisses me off for people that's more melanated than I am. And for them to be a professional makeup brand. And when you're a professional makeup artist, depending on where you are, because where you are, it might just be all one, you know, type of demographic. But if you big time like that and you traveling and doing makeup like for shows and things, you're going to be dealing with people with different complexions and undertones. This ain't going to cut it if you're deeper than me. This is the deepest shade. That's this right here. And so, you know, it's like the Hourglass palette. It's like I hate that I love it. I love that I hate it because it's not inclusive. It works for me, but it just still pisses me off that so many people still can't use it because the colors are off. So this is that shade. We're going to put that brush away. We're going to take this brush and we're going to go into this one here. And we're going to use this as a blush. We're going to put this here. So you see, it does bring color to my face. It does help to structure the face. Well, my face. They do blend in well together. They blend out well on their own. So if I just wanted just a basic, you know, there, like this is good for me. Now we're going to go into this brush, well, into this shade. So this is the deepest here. This one we put here. Now we're going to go into this one with this brush, and we're going to use this as a highlighter. So we're going to put this up here. And that's what we're going to do with that. And all of these are matte, but it's still, I think it's just the way the light naturally bounces off my face. To me, I'm seeing a sheen, but this is matte. So, I mean, go figure. And so that's that one. And then we're going to take, don't want that brush. We're just going to take this one because I'm missing something somewhere. We're going to take this shade. And this is the one that I use to set my under eye with. And this one is powdery, the way I swiped it. So I can use everything in here. This one I've used just as an overall finishing powder, but we're not going to do that today. I'll probably take an Hourglass. And so this is the face shaper structure whatchamajigget. So what do y'all think? And there were times I did just use this like this, but then I also wanted to use it with other stuff because I like using what I have. So we're going to put that somewhere. And now we're going to take my skin glues. Right, it does, my I Martinez, even when L'Oreal came out with a purple mascara. Ooh, I want that. Yeah, I've noticed that even for me, like even when I don't put on highlighter, this part will still shine depending on how I turn. Because even now, like it looks like there's something shimmery there and it's not. So we're going to, what am I going to take? Oh, I need some more brushes. We're going to take, Yeah, it is, but it still pisses me off though, Sarah, it does, because other people can't. Thank you, Tanya. We're going to use this as a highlight. No, you know what? We're going to go backwards. This is the Elephant palette. We're going to take this shade here, and we're going to use this for more just contouring. So we're adding more depth to what we already have. And so I'm just putting this where my natural hollow is, like from here to here, that you can see, like this little indentation. We're just putting that right there. And that's all we're going to do. No, we're going to do this as well. And that's all we're going to do with that. And then we're going to take this shade. Really, they're $11.99, regularly $14.99. Oh, we're going to take this one as a blush. And that's just going to go right here. And so this is, I think this might be my third time doing this, like using the Face Shaper palette from Esum and then putting other stuff on top of it. You never contour? I didn't so recently, and I think it was just trying to find like what worked. You love that pun? Yeah, I have Tiger as well. Oh, yeah, I do. So we're going to just leave that there. And then now we're going to take this shade here and use this as a highlighter. This one down here, and we're going to just put this right here. So I am liking this whole system, and what I do like about it, you have the purple in your card, Sarah. Oh man, I'm on a no-buy right now, but we do have two exceptions: the Ultra 21 Days of Beauty sale and the Sephora Rouge sale. So those are our two exceptions. So you see how like everything just kind of, it just goes. And since we're in the Elephant palette, I do have a single, and I have one of these. First world problems. I wanted it bigger so I can use a fluffy brush with it. This is Dim Light. This is the one I use to set my entire face, to finish the face. And so we're going to do that. And actually, I'm going to take the bigger, let me just stay in this one since I'm in here. But the bigger brush, I can do it quicker. And so we're just going to use this as a finishing powder, except for under my eyes. Yeah, first world problems. I'm like, I don't want to use a small brush for this because it's for the whole face. Like just for cheeks and highlight and contour, bronzer, sure. But if you're doing, I'm laughing at your comment, Sarah. But if you're doing your whole face, it's like, I want to use a bigger brush because I got a big face. But, you know, it still works though. And this is travel friendly. And so you see how, even with the finishing powder, everything just blends in. Like, this is a lot of stuff on my face, but it doesn't look... Yeah, they do. They do come in handy when traveling. They are very sturdy. Did I travel with it? I don't think so. I traveled with one of my motherships, though. That's what's crazy. And so now, because we... Sorry for that snap. Because we did put all the powders on, even though it doesn't look powdery, we're going to take the Fenty Beauty... What it do, make a refreshing spray, or maybe we shouldn't because I don't know what it's going to do to the eyeshadow. We're not going to spray the face, but I do just love how even with all of that on, it doesn't look cakey. And there are some, this is the brush that had, need insurance on the motherships, I know. This is a brush that had, I love Tiger as well, and sometimes I will mix it with Elephant, because for Elephant, Melina, this one works as a contour for me. The one that's in this spot in Tiger is more warm tone, so that one I use as a bronzer. So this one I use for contour, that one I use for a bronzer. And in this palette, I have a finishing powder, an under eye powder, a highlighter, and two blushes. Whereas with Tiger, I can use everything in there for the entire face. Hourglass does need to have deeper shades, and that's what pisses me off about them. Is, you know, even though I can use it, it pisses me off for those who can't, because there's people deeper than me. So we're going to put on the Lancome Cils Boost. I think this one is almost done because it's feeling really dry, which is great, which means I used it up. You know what, Melina? I'm not even excited that Hourglass is coming out with a new one, because a lot of their new ones are just re-release shades from previous palettes. But I was content with Elephant and Tiger, and then getting a single in Dim Light and Radiant Light, because those were my first Hourglass palettes, and so I have no dupes because I don't. Okay, hi Martinez, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. I was Denise bold to travel with that mothership. I had it in the bag that I carried with me, even though, yeah, re-release shades in different packaging. Cobalt. Yeah, so I don't like dupes in my collection. And I know some people, I watch their videos and they are collectors. And so they, you know, they point out, okay, I have this shade in this palette, this shade in that palette. But because I didn't have any at all, the only dupes I have is Dim Light and this one. That's in the elephant palette? Tiger palette? What did I just use? That was the elephant palette. So that's my only dupe, and I did that intentionally because I can just go in with a big brush because the compact is bigger. Tanya, I don't know how you do it. I watch you when you do top down. I do that and it doesn't work. I think my lashes are not as long as yours. But I have tried it several times and all I did was end up getting mascara on my lid. I do. For this to be blue, the green one though, the blue shows up more than the purple one does. The purple shows up the least. But that green, because of how bright it is, that green shows up. And I'll be doing what I'm doing now because even now I can't even see the blue. But then when I go like this, that green be like, and I'll be like, whoa. But I am glad that I got it though. I don't know if I would get the blue and the purple again. Maybe one or the other. I do have a Dior in blue that I haven't opened yet because I already had opened quite a few mascaras, even though the mascaras are different colors. And so I didn't open it, but I wanted to see if the Dior blue was going to show up. And it's kind of silly because how will I know until I use it, right? Right. And so that's just been sitting here unopened. But I do really enjoy using different, you know, non-traditional eyeliner colors and non-traditional mascara colors because I think it does add to the look. It's like there, not there, noticeable, but not noticeable depending on how the lighting hits. But I do think it's really nice. And I do like using the different color mascaras when I use a lighter liner because then you can see the mascara on top of the liner, where if I had on a black liner, it might just kind of blend in. What color lip are we going to do? Y'all let me know real quick while I'm wiping off a little bit of chapstick. What color lip? Because y'all know I would do a black in a heartbeat. Denise, this is your video. Make sure y'all check out her channel. She requested this. And Denise, I will be looking at your channel to see you use this palette. So, pink. Mary, no, you know I love a black lip. How you gonna say? Now she's laughing. How you gonna say a pink lip? Deep purple plum lip. I don't even have a pink. I do have some reds. I know she was tripping. Dark purple, says Denise. So these, y'all, I am overloaded with Sephora collection. You know what? It seems like I love pink because all them darn sunlit seduction videos I did, and I'm just like, I don't even like pinks. All right, so this is what we got. Okay, nobody said these are my Sephora collection lippies. All right, we're going to take out the black, and nobody said a black. We're going to take out Deep Forest, which is the deep green. Hey Jamila, oh, you caught me. I'm almost done. Got on my lab coat. This was an experiment. This is Sea Queen. That's the blue. Actually, I think it's described as a moss green. So what'd you say, Denise? A deep purple? This is dark purple. This one is black cherry. You were going to say the blue, but that's too safe. Not that bright one. That bright one. Whew. This one is Pretty Auburn. I'm sorry. This one is Pretty Autumn. This is Auburn Prestige. And this one is Autumn Wind. But Denise, this is her video. T. What's the T, Jamila? So we're going to do the dark purple because that's what Denise wants, and she wanted me to use this palette. Jamila, this is the palette that I use. It was a request from Denise. One of my membership perks is they get to request something and I do it. And Denise had this palette, and this is the MAC in Color Hi-Fi color palette, and she has it, didn't use it. She requested I used it, and so I think we used 7 shades. So I got my lab coat on, so we experimented. So we did all of that, and then we used the Esum face structure palette to structure the face, and then we used the elephant palette to just add more structure. So that's what all of this is. So Denise, Mysterious Plum or Deep Purple? I know you said Deep Purple. but I don't know if you knew I had two different purples. So the deep purple, which is dark purple, or this one. Mysterious plum or dark purple. You are an art. Oh, thank you, Mary. Sometimes I don't feel like it. Sometimes, all jokes aside, sometimes when I'm sitting here doing my makeup, sometimes I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, because I do feel like I'm just experimenting, and that's why I got the lab coat. Because I'm just like, we're going to do something. All right, so we're going to do the dark purple. Deep. This is dark purple. Okay, so the other one was Mysterious Plum. So, okay, we're going to put this on. Thank you, Barry. I know I can be quite silly. No, she didn't say that. I love my joy and my skill. You know, I really just like makeup, and I don't want to get stuck in doing the, hey, Monique, what's up, fam? How you doing? And I don't want to get stuck in, you know, doing the same thing all the time. And so even with Sunlit Seduction, like, I made it a point to like do different things. And when I was pairing the palettes, making it a point to try to do something different. And when it comes out nice, that's the joy. Like, oh my God, like I experimented and it's not completely busted. Maybe a little bit busted, but not like completely busted. And I'm trying not to talk so this doesn't go on looking crazy. Y'all notice I didn't dip back in. I love these. The Sephora collection, I think it's called Cream Lip Stain Liquid Lipstick. They have a lot of colors. Y'all saw the ones I have, all the dark ones. Thank you, Jamila. That yellow, I'm gonna show it to you in a second, in a few moments. I messed up over here. I did give Sunlit Seduction a workout. We did 9 looks and then had the nerve to pair it a few times. I think I'm done with it. Meaning, because I kept feeling like stuff was undone. I shouldn't have did that because it wiped off down here. I need to remember to not do that. Not to, oh gosh. You know, I got mad after too. I know, I'm like, girl, don't give up, don't quit. If you feel like it though, watch either my 4-look video or the 5-look video. Both of them are like an hour long, so just to let you know, but I think it may be helpful. I mean, I don't know, because I did intentionally try to do new stuff. So, I was going to show you the yellow, Jamila. This matte yellow is dry as hell. It's said to be hot. I initially put that here on top of this eyeliner from MAC, and it does show up this color on me. The blue, this blue is over here. I put this yellow, I kept packing it. It did not show up at all. And I swiped it on my hand with a sponge tip applicator, and it showed up on my hand, but under here, it didn't. So then I took this shade and put here, and that's what made that turn green. So the inner corner, well, from here to here is this, but this turned green over the blue. So that's what that is. But this is dry as hell. This is just freaking dry. And it may be my complexion, I don't know, but this was not showing up on my lower lash line. So maybe I'll try it, tapping it over a dark base, either brown or black base or something, but on its own, or even over just the gel liner, lower lash line, it did not show up at all. So I think this is it, y'all. So just to recap really quick, this, let me find something to point with. This shade is the outer corner. This shade right here, that's this one, Starry Night. That's the only one I know the name of except for Carbon. We didn't use that. This shade here is from like here to here, and then we used this shade, and that's inner corner. This lower lash line here over that gel liner. This inside didn't show up, so then we took this shade and put right here. And I hope you can hear me talking behind the palette. So that is everything as far as the eyeshadow. My first time ever using that palette. And again, it was per request. For eyeliner, we use Couture from Melt Cosmetics. And I'm digging this look. I do think it's kind of punk rockish, messy, grungy-ish, which I like. And Tanya was like Cobalt. So we used the MAC Cobalt, which is blue, which does show up in front of that mustard color eyeliner. If I had on a black liner, it would not really show up as much. And even now it probably just looks like it's black and not a blue. But this is the mascara that we used. And dark purple number 52 lip from Sephora collection. I do really recommend those. And so this is the look. Thank you, Denise. Now that we're done, I can take off the lab coat. This sucker makes me hot and not in a sexy way. I be sweating for real. And then too, I be sweating because I be nervous. And so, but thank you all for being here. This was a lot of fun. I am enjoying doing lives. Thank you, Denise, for, thank you, Monique, for an experiment, right? I love it when experiments turn out nice. I'm just like, ooh. And I love a dark lip. So thank you for also saying do a dark lip, because I love a dark lip. And I do think it just adds to the look. And I'm loving the blue under here because that adds to the depth of the look. I'm loving how that turned green. This is all the way funky and I'm loving it. And now I got to remember and write all these shadows down. So anyway, do check out Denise's channel. And yeah, Denise, we want to see the Shift Melinda, that's Starry Night, which is here. And I do have this in one of my BYOP matte palettes, but I didn't care. And I also have Carbon, which is a matte black, in one of my BYOP palettes, but I didn't care. But that's the Shift. And it reminds me almost of VR Sextasy. This way right here, it looks like VR Sextasy, but of course it's not as shiny. So it has that green burgundy flip to it. So it's burgundy and then it's kind of greenish. I love that shift. And it's not the only multi-chrome that shifts that way. It's not unique at all. But I do love it. I love how it blended with the blue. I love how that inner corner shade blended out. And so it does just look like a matte purple, and all of this just looks like one multi-chrome. And I love when shadows do that, when you can't tell where one starts and one stops. Yeah, VR Sextasy with more of a satin finish. Exactly, more of a satin finish. And so, and a lot easier. I have no fallout on my face from these shadows. Not that I can see anyway. But we are going to go. Thank you all for the thumbs up. Thank you for spending time with me today. I really do appreciate it. And that will be it for this video. Membership stuff is down in the description box once I do the description box. And so if you're curious about that, you will get to have your very own video, whether you want it just a regular video or premiere or live. And if so, for premiere live, we will work together on a date and day of the week and time so that you can be here for it. And so thank you again. And thank you also again, Denise, for this. Make sure y'all check out her channel. And yeah, you all will see me soon because y'all know I upload like almost every day. So yeah, y'all want to see me. I think I'm scheduled now out until, I think I have videos scheduled up until the 28th. And so yeah, if I do get the Nomad palette, I'm gonna try and knock out a few with that, but we'll see. So I'm just hoping there's not a lot of pressed pigments in that palette so that I can use the entire palette. But we'll see when it gets here, if it gets here. So that will really be it. Thank you so much for being here. Good night, Denise. Good night, Melina. Good night, Tanya. Good night, John Boy. Good night, Mary Ellen, Sue Ellen, the Waltons, the Brady Bunch crew. All my troll fam. Thank you. I'm going to go and you will see me soon.